friends, good morning. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaelyn. I'm a first-year PhD student in History and African American Studies at Yale, and I'm taking you guys along for a little day in my life. It is Saturday, January 23rd, which means that school starts in a little over a week, so I have a lot coming up. I got up this morning and went ahead and got ready for the day. I have a lot going on, especially client work related. So I have one client this morning in about an hour, and then I have a master class, and then I'm gonna go meet a friend for lunch. So I'm currently working on the slides for the master class. I also worked on a new Notion template for the dissertation planning, and I'm gonna be making a video on that, but if you wanna check it out, the link will be down below. So yesterday was Friday, and I made a pact with myself for the new year that I would take Fridays off. I'm not very good at taking days off. Got up in the morning and I just decided because I had the time, I'll clean my apartment. So I cleaned my apartment while watching a documentary. I took a very nice long nap, and then I ended up helping Katie with some fellowship applications and doing some stuff for Accepted. So I took about a half a day off, which for me is a lot. So I'm glad that I did that. There is a lot that I would like to get done over the next week in preparation for classes starting again, including getting ahead on my readings, working on my article, those types of things. So I am going to be working all day today, and I'm going to take you guys along. So we'll get started with another day in my life vlog. I got all the slides done for the masterclass. The Notion template's all ready to go on the website, and now I'm just waiting for my consultation, which is in about 40 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the intake notes and prep all of those things. Also make my plan for the day. My other camera, which is up there, keeps dying really quickly, and it's kind of annoying because I'll start filming and then I have to like switch the batteries a bunch of times. So I'm actually filming on my Canon M50. I love my little point and shoot. It's perfect for like on the go, but I think perhaps I'll basically be flipping between these two cameras because I love the quality of both. Battery dies on that one really quickly, and this one is too cumbersome to actually use regularly because it's huge. The kit lens just broke. I don't know what happened to it. So I have this huge like 16 millimeter, and it's a beautiful lens as you can see, but it is cumbersome. Like it is a very large piece of glass. That is what is going on at the moment. I'm just sitting here with my planner going over all the things that I need to get done, and I got an email from my advisor asking about updates on my article, so I'll be working on that today. I want to make more progress on it than I have. It's this weird like psychological trick, I suppose, where I want the article to be so good that I get into this mode of like being a perfectionist and like not even wanting to look at it because I'm so worried that it's not good and that I'm going to have to work really hard to put it together. And I know that if I just faced it and like actually did the thing, that it wouldn't be that bad, but I'm just being a wimp about it. And so I need to actually dive into it and get to work. I need to stop kind of pittering around it and just face up with it. So if you have one of those projects that you are avoiding, try not to avoid it with me. So I'm just going to go ahead and prep, and I'll see you guys in a little while. All right, consultations are done for today. Now I'm just waiting for the masterclass. Katie has a client at 12, so she's gonna be using the Zoom account. And now I figure I should just do some reading or some work on the couch because I've been sitting at my desk all morning and I'm just having a really great day. I've just been having a really good week, and I think that taking a little bit of time yesterday to just refresh and clean my apartment and just kind of take a step back was really, really good for me. And I'm just feeling so good. So I'm gonna sit on the couch and get some work done. currently I am doing the very thing I have been avoiding, which is actually reading through and annotating my undergraduate thesis. I will say, it's not bad. It's not as bad as I was thinking it was gonna be, but it definitely could stand some improvement. There are some areas where I think I could add a little bit more detail or add a little bit more context in order to really use the primary sources to the best of their ability. I'm just going through and saying basically where I think that things could be added. So for example, the beginning of my introduction starts with the Revolutionary War in America was not simply waged among American rebels and British loyalists. Participants in the war for independence also included the enslaved population that had been excluded from the published draft of Thomas Jefferson's Declaration of Independence. It's just a little vague, whereas I can start with an anecdote and really ground the piece and provide a bit more texture and detail, kind of center the piece around the lives of those that did run away. My undergraduate thesis focused on runaway slaves from Virginia who joined the British during the American Revolution, who subsequently were freed at the end of the war if they made it to New York in order to board ships bound for Nova Scotia. And so the beginning of my thesis is the introduction and then a rather large historiographical section going over all of the literature, and then a section on quantitative data that I collected and mined from the census record. There's just a way for me to add more personal details and add a little bit more about the enslaved persons that did flee rather than talking about them more specifically as a collective. Because while quantitative data allows historians to make certain arguments or extrapolations based on the data and what we see, we are talking about individual people's lives and decisions. Just got really dark all of a sudden. So I just think that's important to highlight and discuss when writing these pieces, is not just using quantitative data to draw these kind of bounding assessments, but to also look at the individuals. And though there's very little records that have been left behind by those individuals, there's still more that can be done. And so I just want to go back in and basically reframe the introduction, because it's good, but it sounds like an undergraduate introduction. Like the statement in particular, excluded from the published draft of Thomas Jefferson's Declaration of Independence. Like, I don't need to say that. We don't need to talk about the Declaration. I can get to the point. And so it's just little things like that where you notice the changes in your writing and the way that you think as an undergrad versus a graduate student. It gets really challenging to see those differences when you're an undergrad, but when you're a graduate student looking back, it is mind-blowing the amount of change that you experience and the way that you think and the way that you write. Reading this, like, it's a good piece. Like, I understand why it did well when I was an undergrad, but it is an undergraduate essay. Like, I need to make it better. So that's where we're at right now. I'm just working through this, and I'm glad that I'm actually going into it and getting past this fear of looking at it, because now I can see where I can actually start writing the second draft. So that's what I'm currently doing, and I'm enjoying myself. So I'm going to continue reading, and I think I might switch gears and actually do some readings for class so I can get ahead. I'm going to try, emphasis on try, to get ahead on my readings for this semester. It's going to be hard because a lot of my classes have really heavy reading. So after I've gotten a little bit of a landscape assessment, I'll let you guys know what the reading's about today. All right, my little point and shoot camera is alive just enough for me to take it out to lunch. So I'm actually going to put on a coat and head over to Shere Khan, which is on, I think it's on Elm Street, and have lunch with Molly, have some social time. I've been like quarantined alone for this entire time, and I'm ready for some social interaction. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on a nice warm hat. It looks really windy outside, so wish me luck. All right, so I just got back from having lunch with Molly. I'm freezing. We sat outside the entire time and my ankles are like frozen. I went to the Yale bookstore as well as Lululemon because I just wanted to pick up some things, and I just wanted to show you guys. So I do not yet have a Yale sweatshirt, so I went ahead and got just a nice little quarter zip. So that way I now have one from each of the schools I've attended: Yale, Oxford, Cambridge, and UCLA. And it was the first time I had been in a bookstore since this pandemic started, so I decided to pick up some books. So I got Yale Needs Women: How the First Group of Girls Rewrote the Rules of an Ivy League Giant. I just love adding to my women's history collection, especially as it relates to higher education. And so I've had that one on my list for a while. And then I saw Brené Brown produce a new book. This is Imperfection, The Gifts of Imperfection. And then at Lulu, I just got another sports bra. I got the Long Line Energy sports bra, and I got the ribbed material. It reminds me of the bras that I have from Aloe, but I just needed another sports bra for working out and stuff. And I just wanted to treat myself. And then I picked up this long sleeve shirt because it just looked nice and feminine, and I thought it'd be good for working out, and it's light. Moo is very excited that I've come home. Hi. Hello. So it was really nice to hang out with Molly and get some social interaction. And now I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the heater and try to warm myself up, and then I'll probably study with Danielle. I have some stuff that I need to do work-wise for accepted and do some readings. So that is the plan. I have a meeting with Katie in a little while to do doc review training. So that way I can show her how I review documents for clients and what my general standard is, because I have a very specific system for how I go about it. And Moo is very excited that I'm home. Hi, cutie. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and try to warm up for a minute and then get back to my desk and get to work. And I will see you all in a minute.
I lose my breath whenever I see you. You stole my heart, what is it that you do? My life was great till you added colors. Like the moon needs the sun, we don't care about the others. You set my world on fire. You're my heart's desire.
All right, so I'm gonna be perfectly frank with you guys. I was doing some of my readings for class and I'm feeling really frustrated and like just, I don't want to cry, but just really heartbroken in a way, because last semester I like had enough time to kind of digest that we were going to be online, and I was taking classes that were relevant but were not directly applicable to what I wanted to do. And so I guess it just hadn't really hit me just how disruptive this format is and just how it really changes how you can interact with it. And I was doing this reading, which was Turner's Frontier Thesis, which it was this talk at the AHA like conference back in the late 19th century during the Chicago World's Fair. And he basically argues that the frontier had been civilized and all. It's like very problematic, and there's plenty to be said on it, but it's a piece that gets read a lot in early American history, and the last time I read it was at Oxford. And I'm not gonna cry. I was just reminded of like what it was like being in a classroom. It just sounds so ridiculous. This is the portion of my education that I've like looked forward to the most. Just being a doctoral student and like getting to work through these really big ideas. And I'm taking classes this semester that are really relevant to my interests and that I've been really looking forward to, and it's just kind of hitting me that I don't get to have the type of conversations and like engage with this material in the way I would if we were in person. And on top of that, it's possible that I only have 2 semesters left of coursework. Then I'm never going to be taking classes again unless I go to law school, and this is also the last time that I'll get to take classes in early America, and it just breaks my heart. And I'm just so frustrated because I miss being in person. I miss being able to like have these conversations, and like the format's different now. Like seminars are shorter in order to keep people from having to be on Zoom all day. It feels so different, and it's just really disheartening. And like I love this area of research so freaking much that it just like really really upsets me. Remember what it was like taking these classes in undergrad, and also just because I don't feel like I got very much out of my historiography classes at Oxford on early America, and I just feel like I'm really missing out, and I'm just really frustrated, and I'm just venting. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys because I'm feeling a little disheartened, but I'm gonna make the most of it. I'm gonna make the most of the semester. I've made a pact with myself that I'm going to try to study at the library and that I'm going to make a point of going to office hours and trying to make the most of this experience, even though it is online and it's gonna be tough, but I'm gonna just make the most of it. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk. I'm gonna go ahead and go take Move for a walk and then get to studying for the rest of the night. Hey everyone, I am editing this video and I just wanted to film a quick outro because I know that I was just like teary-eyed near the end there, but it's just challenging and I know that we're all facing very similar challenges, and I wanted to keep the clip in because it is what I'm feeling. I am disappointed about the circumstances, but I'm gonna make the most of it and I am going to continue on, and though it's a different format, I will do my best to produce my best work and to get the most out of it that I can. So with that all being said, I hope you all enjoyed today's video and that you are having a good weekend. I will see you all in the next vlog and have a good one. Thanks everyone. Bye.